Hello and welcome to Frostpunk, the refugees. On their way to the Frostland, a group of workers rebelled from their lords and proceeded to their designated steam generator without the lords. However, the lords aren't far behind. What will happen when the lords arrive? Let's find out. The refugees is the third scenario in Frostpunk. In this scenario, we play as the leader of the group of workers and must build our city while helping many groups of our fellow workers reach the safety before the storm and the lords come. Much like the Arks, this is a shorter scenario, but it also has many features that are similar to a new home, and it seems to be much more difficult than the Arks. Due to time constraints, this series will be recorded in batches ahead of time. Please, as always, comment on the videos and discuss in my Discord server, the link for which can be found in the description below, but know that your suggestions will likely not be able to be applied to this series. However, if they are applicable to the game as a whole, I will endeavor to include them in a later series. The safety of the generator was reserved for the wealthy. We seized it so we could build a city where people are equal. But can we accept everyone who comes to seek shelter? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the refugees. We were condemned to die with the rest of the common folk when London was destroyed. But we rose up. We commandeered the ships that were meant to carry the wealthy to safety and sailed north. Here we found a generator and claimed it for ourselves. Now we must gather all our people in this new city before the lords arrive to rob us of our freedom again. We will never submit. Save our people. After the ships we stole from the lords got stuck in the frozen ocean, we head out in small groups toward the generator. Most of our people are still on the trail. They have less than 2 weeks of supplies and the weather is getting worse every day. We must do everything we can to make sure they all get here safely. Okay, the first thing I always do when I play Frostpunk is pause the game. And take a look around. So, of course, we have our generator. We have lots of supplies here. There's wood crates times like 4 or 5. Looks like 4 piles of wood crates. There are some steam cores. There are 2 steam cores here and 2 steam cores here. These take a very long time to harvest, and we don't need them right away anyway, so it's not really worth doing right away. We also have 3 piles of coal and 1, 2, 3 piles of steel, and we start the game with 500 coal already collected. So that means that we don't want to spend a whole lot of time gathering coal right away because we're not going to need it. The other thing one thing that's unique about this scenario is we start out with very few, well, adults. We have 20 workers and 8 engineers. We have 15 children. This scenario has a lot of children in it as a ratio of adults to children. So, unlike the previous two, the first law we're going to sign here is child labor in safe jobs. There aren't enough hands to do all the work. We'll allow children to be employed in safe workplaces like cookhouses or hothouses. Children can work in safe workplaces. Hope will fall. Child workers can be injured in accidents. So, in addition to the named workplaces, children can also work in gathering piles and also in gathering huts. Why can't I remember the name? Gathering posts. So, in a couple other places, I think, too. So we're going to employ the children where we can, when we can. And, of course, that starts with 15 children gathering wood. And then I also want to put 15 people, I think it'll be engineers and workers on steel. And then we're going to put the rest of the available workers on... Wait, do I want that one or this one? I actually want to do these two, not those two. Just because of proximity kind of thing. We're going to put everyone else on wood here. And then we're going to unpause, of course. And let the game start to simulate a little bit. We'll let everyone get started working here at the steel and the wood. Everyone's going to complain about the kids working. But that's okay, because they complain about a lot of things. Let's pick up the speed here a little bit. And we need to get about 15 or so steel, and then we're going to pull everyone off of steel. And we're going to build, I just paused, a workshop. I'm going to build that on this side, 2 spaces out from the ring. So that we have space to put in something there on the inside of the ring. And we'll get that workshop built with those 15 people, or not even all 15 of those people. We'll throw a couple workers in here, and we'll get everyone else building in the workshop. Actually, we could probably throw... Oops, not that many. 3 workers back onto the steel. I want 10 people here to build the workshop, but we don't need 3 of them sitting around doing nothing. Alright, we'll speed up the game a little bit. And like the other 2 scenarios we've played so far, this the first day or 2 are kind of critical in terms of timing. And then after that, we can do some different things. So, most of the time, I think both of the other 2 scenarios, I picked Beacon as my first. This time, I'm actually going to pick Faster Gathering, because due to the amount of people we have, we just need to start gathering a lot of things. And there's not really a whole lot to explore, as we'll see once the beacon is built. So we're going to go with Faster Gathering first instead of the beacon. But the beacon will be second. And then the next thing that I want to plan, well, let's actually throw everyone back in here. And we'll max out the mining, or the collection of the steel, rather. And then let's plan to build a hunter's hut. That'll go right about here. Nope. Cancel. It slipped. Hunter's hut right there. 2 spaces out again. Unpause. Let's actually pull the 3 engineers out, and they can go and build the hunter's hut. Because I'd like to get it done as soon as possible this evening. No roofs over our heads. We want to provide shelter for everyone in the next 2 days, which we've done in the other 2 scenarios as well. It's just a good thing to do. We pull the 15 workers off of wood. Actually, let's pull those off of there as well. As soon as this is done, and the heating is off. I know. We'll turn it back on. We're going to do the same thing with the heater like we did at the beginning of A New Home, where we turn it on the first couple of days at about 1:30, and then turn it back off again after 5 until we hit this cold snap here. And all of you get to work, and they should head out and start gathering food. They're a couple hours late, but I think it'll be okay. Yep, they're going. Let's throw everyone else onto wood. And we can build some houses. Looks like we can build all 5, I think. Do I want to? Yeah, I do. I think. There go the hunters, disappearing into the rock wall. So, Actually, let's slow down. Oh, heat on. Heat on, heat on. Let's slow the simulation down a little bit because I want to look at resource availability too. So here we have our iron ore deposit. We have a coal deposit here and a coal deposit here. There are lots of trees in this alcove, and we can introduce a new law. And so, like the other two scenarios, emergency shift is going to be our early choice here, and so we can get to extended shift, but we had to do that child labor just to get the extra workforce to start with. But back to this, there are trees over here also, and then there's a wall drill site here, and there are 2 outpost spots here and here, and we're only probably not gonna use them both. Right. And let's get that going. Almost 5. There's 5. And then we can shut the heat down again. And as soon as we get some more wood gathered, we need to send or build a medical post. Okay, it's work time. I think it's 25 for medical post. Yep. And these guys can come out of here. We're going to give them a little bit of cooldown time, I think. And then we're going to put them to work picking up wood and metal again. And we didn't build the last house, but that's okay. Medical post. Actually, they can probably go and do some of the building. Start with. And the generator's down, the heating is off, blah, blah, blah. Let's pick up the speed just a little bit. Maybe they won't go and gather stuff. Faster gathering has been researched, so now we'll do the beacon. And we're going to need to save up a little bit for the beacon itself. I think it's 40? No, not that much wood. 20 wood, a bunch of steel, and then we need a bunch of wood for the first outpost team, scout team. So here's our first batch of refugees. We have 10 batches incoming, and we have to have 250 people to survive, which shouldn't be a problem. I usually end up getting most people with this, or saving most people with this game. First refugees. The first group is finally here. We were relieved to learn that the trail is still negotiable. They saw another group behind them, who should arrive soon. I see. Okay, so now we can put some more people in here. We get a lot more people. I think it's another 20 people or something. No, 15 people. So we can put a lot of more people in wood. And we can also throw a few people onto steel, which will be very useful. And a child is injured at work. A child got distracted at work and has been injured. The accident was not serious and happened entirely due to the child's carelessness. So we could scold the kid for being careless, which will cause hope to fall slightly. Or we can give the kid a day off, which will... the child won't work, but hope will rise slightly. I think we're going to go ahead and give the kid a day off. I don't want to be a kid slave driver here too much. Alright, it's everyone's at work. Let's go till about 17:30 or so. And we depleted our first batch of wood crates here, which was the ones the kids were working. Yeah. So let's pop these workers out of here, put the children in there. And then I want to put those 15 workers into there. And we need to rescue our 3 engineers from here and put them into the medical post. That's all we have. I mean, we have 5 more working here, but that's all we have for engineers is 8 right now. So we kind of have to jostle and... No, not jostle. Whatever. Shift people around a little. Alright, so now we need to get to 18, which is quitting time, but it's also hunting time. So we'll do that. They should build that final house for those people But we're going to need another house anyway, so I think we can go ahead and build that for the other people who just arrived. And we have a thing. We need a beacon. Captain, a group of our people wants to talk to you. They urge you to build a beacon. It was so difficult to find our way here. Our friends are still suffering on the trail, lost, alone, and frightened. We have to help them. Of course. Which will, of course, make us build a beacon. And the heating is off. Yeah, I know. I just need to be careful and watch it. And we fulfilled the shelter promise, which is the original one there. And then we're just going to shelter the rest of the people up. Okay, so after we do emergency shift, of course we're going to do extended shift. And then I want to go through and extend all the shifts at all the workplaces, including all the piles, even the ones we're not using. We've done this before. Kind of how this ends up working. Yeah. And of course we're only working at a few of them now, and we probably won't have people working at all of them directly. But I just extend the shifts on them all, that way I don't have to think about it later. Okay, and then we need to get to, again, about 1:30. And actually we're going to have to leave this generator on after this night anyways, because of the cold coming. I do want to build a cookhouse, by the way. I should have probably already done that or started that. We'll get that going. Get to 1:30 and turn the heat on. There. Toasty warm. And we're very close to getting the beacons. What I want to do is kind of plan for it. I like to put the beacon right around in here. So I need to... Maybe we can extend this road just a little bit more in preparation for it, I think. Or maybe I can go out all the way. I think I can go all the way out there. Because I think the beacon fits behind it, if I remember correctly. So this is another place where children can work, is at the cookhouse. We're going to have to put some in there, so I'm going to end up taking 5 of the children, actually probably just 1 of the children out of there, and putting them here at the cookhouse, and of course altering the shift, which I almost forgot about. A protective mother. A mother has refused to let her daughter go to work, afraid she'll get injured. We could look the other way this time, but the others might see it as unfair. So we could let her have the day off, which means that she won't work for 24 hours and hope will rise slightly, or we won't make an exception, which means nothing will change. Well, since nothing will change, I'm going to not make an exception. And, I mean, for an injury, it's one thing. For a fear of an injury, that's not worth it. Alright, so we are back to work at 6, or we were back to work at 6. It just cooled down a little bit here. So it's a little bit cold, and it's very cold out in these work piles. So we actually need to start building some gathering posts, but I need to build the beacon first. So let's, first off, I guess we need to start the next research, which I want to do as steam hubs. I think... Yeah, steam hubs, and then let's build the beacon here. 35 steel. Okay, we need to do a little bit more work on that then. Let's take a couple of people out of here, put them in here just to get a little more steel coming in. And we need to get to 35 steel. Mess that up just a little bit, but that'll be okay. Maybe I'll take a few more out, put them in there. Alright, there we are with the steel, and it's going to yell at me in a second, but that's okay. So there's a tiny little spot where this actually does fit. It fits pretty perfectly, so we're going to put it in there. Yeah, see? We're out of steel. And let's see. Now I can take the people off of steel and have them go build the beacon. Maybe leave 5 of them on there. Probably best. Wood crates depleted, so we need to assign some more workers over here to some more wood crates. And this is the last of the wood crates. So we're going to have to get our sawmills researched pretty soon. And we can introduce a new law. Let me think. The next law that I want to do is... Oh, I probably didn't want to build a cookhouse just yet. Oopsie. I forgot about this. Soup, good. And then our research is do I want heaters or do I want... No, I think we want hunter's gear because this gets some more food. And right now that's going to become more and more essential. I need to take 5 workers off of something for the scout team. Beacon built. We're no longer lost and blind. From now on, our people will be able to survey the icy barrens that surround us. Frostland. So, as you can see, we have back out there. We have 1 point of interest here, but we have 2 groups of our people coming in. And so the first thing we're going to do is scout those people and help them get here as quickly as possible. They had 2 hours to arrive. Here, we're going to get to them in an hour, and I think that means we actually get them to us in an hour, which is kind of an interesting way that works. But it's the same as we saw in A New Home. What do we get to build? Oh, the steam hub. We're not building steam hubs just yet. Maybe around here. Maybe. Scouts have returned safely to the city. Okay, and so now we can send them to the other group of people, which are a little bit further off. We're going to get there in 13 hours, but we're going to get to them and get them to our city in 13 hours. Otherwise, they're a day, 6 hours away, which is quite a difference. So getting people here faster is a key thing, and another group arrives. The next group of our brothers and sisters has joined us. They are relieved to finally see us and our city. Here we can be free at last. In London, we had to toil like slaves for a piece of bread. I see. And we can assign some of them. They're engineers. Do I want them? Yes, we want 2 more engineers here. And then I want to put some of them here on wood picking up. Wood picking up. And then the rest of them can go on to steel. And then we're going to have to, tonight, build some gathering posts because we're kind of stretched a little bit thin with what we have, so... And we work until, of course, 8 p.m.
End of shift. Go rest all who can.
How close are these to being done? That one is much closer than this one. But not super close either way. Okay, so gathering post. Oh, first we need a house. We have some extra people. We need a house. It means we need a road. It comes out from here. At least that far. And we're going to build a house here next to that road. And our residential part of our city is going to be from this road to this road. That whole bit, that whole part, basically like a little over half of the town is going to be residential. Just because, well, that's about the amount you need. And then let's look at gathering posts. Looks like we can build just 1 right now. And I think I will not build this one. Or should I? I probably should, because then I can spread the people around a little bit. Oh, by the way, we can see that we have 2 steel places out here, a coal place here, a coal place here, a outpost thing here, and then the wall drill there. Do I want this one, or do I want them to keep working in the cold? I think I want to build this one. Unpause, and let them build this stuff tonight. And this the kind of ratio that I like to use is we can make 10, you can see we could make 10 rations per hour here. That uses up 4 raw food per hour. And this only brings in 15 raw food per day. It'll be 20 once we finish this. But that's only 5 hours worth of work at full blast. So we're kind of okay here. Let's see, let's pull out the workers and the engineers. Put the workers in here. And then I can put the engineers in over here. And boost that a little bit. We're going to need another medical post pretty soon. But yeah, so one worker's going to be able to keep up with the raw food we had to start with, as well as whatever this hunter's hut brings in. So that works out pretty well. Alright, we have a few people healing up. That's good. Survived another night. And 6 o'clock. So we now have more steel coming in. So we can build. I was waiting to get to 6 so that I could build this without issue. We can build that. And the scouts have returned to the city with 20 more people this time, which is really good. Now, there are no more people coming yet. So we're going to go ahead and scout this abandoned camp. Just so that we can move around a little bit. I should get a little thing here. There it is. Nope. Missed it. Missing children. Several families have reached our city. Unfortunately, some of their children got lost near the trail bend. They are distraught and beg you to help their kids. I see. And so we have another point of interest here, but I'm going to... Well, you know what? Actually, I'm not going to. I'm going to return... Or I'm going to go to here instead. We'll go there and get those. Okay, so we need to build 2 more houses, which we can build while we wait for more resources. Just go to there for now. While we wait for more resources to, more resources, we can build more gathering huts, gathering posts. Jeez. Oh no, we got 18 people? Not 20 people. 18. No, we got 20 because it's 18 homeless, but we had 2 extra spaces. Hunter's gear has been researched, so when they head out tonight, they will bring back 5 extra food, which is good. After Hunter's gear, we're going to do heaters. And can we build another? Yes, we can. Gathering post. We'll build this one here, because this coal is going to be useful to us very, very soon. Unpause again. And as soon as we get to that same point... we depleted this steel wreckage. Go ahead and assign, temporarily at least, 10 children and 5 workers to here. But they're not going to be there very long. And we have another law we can sign. So the next law that I want to sign here is the treatment, one of the treatment laws, and we're going to do the sustain life law here. I've considered radical treatment for this location, but I don't think is necessary, so I'm going to stick with sustain life. And we've read those before. I'm assuming that most everyone who's watching this has watched the other 2, so I don't want to read everything every time. We did that already. Just because... not horribly necessary. Yeah, it's a controversial law. I know. And I know we need an infirmary. Okay. Now we have enough for another gathering post. Wait for that steel to tick once more, maybe? Maybe not. Once more, come on. It's not like we're not building other things, so it's not like it matters. Okay. And then I'm going to put this last one right here, and that needs a road. But we need to put a road in here anyways eventually, so that's fine. Okay, let's pick up the speed here a little bit, and of workers I can assign out. 10 children? Sure. Wood crates depleted that the children were working at. Double rations for kids. In the wake of a recent child workers accident, the parents argue that we should give working children double rations to make them stronger and help prevent injuries. Working children will eat double rations and hope will rise, or we can't afford it and nothing will change. I don't know that we can afford this, so I'm going to choose this option and let nothing change. We don't really need hope to rise anyway. We're basically right around 50%, so it'll be fine. How are we doing heat-wise? Yeah, the heat's not a good thing here. Let's see. Where all do we still have workers manually working? Just up there, or directly working in the sites. Just up here. So we're going to wait until these get built, these last two, and then start them working on those two. The last 20 of the last 22 people. That is. Housing is done. Heaters have been researched. Let's see. Do I want to do Sawmill next? Probably. Or Steelworks. Let's see here. We have 42 steel or 84 wood. Gosh. That's tough. I think we need Sawmill takes wood to make, and so does the Steelworks. So I think we need to do the Sawmill first. Because if we run out of wood, then we're kind of screwed. Let's take these people, or mostly children, but people out of here. Put them in there. And then, yeah, see that one child working in there is kept up with that cooking need. Just fine. And I think the other thing that I want to build is another hunter's hut. And of course we need a road to it. Too late for today though, but that's fine. Let's put in everyone we can. Cold homes. Captain, some of our people are concerned about the low temperature in their homes. They quite sensibly point out that it's easy to fall ill when it's cold and ask you to address the problem. So we could heat one of the cold homes, or we could heat all three of the cold homes within the next 24 hours and keep them heated for 2 days. I think we can do this. We just need to use a steam hub. But one steam hub's going to heat 3 homes as easily as it can heat 1. So the problem is that it burns through a large chunk of our steel. Now let's go here. Wait, do I want it? I think I want to put it here. If I go here, then this one would go vaguely here. Yeah, I think I want it here. You're going to have to put 3 in, so might as well put them in there. Actually, we might get this done in time. To send some people out. I need to change out some workers though. That's all children. Put engineers in there instead. That's all children. This one? This one. Engineers instead. And then they can hopefully get out and get some food today. Yes, they're gone. Okay, good. Not super efficiently, but they're gone. So unfortunately, we're going to have to keep this steam hub burning, but that's fine. We only have to do it for 2 days, which should be before the cold snap, which is great. Scouts have reached the trail bend. And, let's see here. Lost and found. A shallow depression by the bend shelters a group of our people. Their supplies fell into an ice crevasse, and they made a made camp here to wait for help. The lost children wandered into the camp a few days ago. They're lucky we found them before they all starved. And we discovered a site here. And we're going to, as always, escort the refugees to the city. So 4 engineers and 15 more children. And I just had a look at the time, and so I think this is a good place to stop. We kind of got a good start here. We've made it through 4 full days, so we're doing pretty well. We've gotten 88 people of the minimum 250 we need, and we've gotten 3 of our refugee groups into town, so that's good. We've built the beacon, and we've rescued the children, so we're doing pretty well already in this first episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.